What's up guys, how are you doing? And today I got another video for you. Assault tier list was pretty cool. You guys really crushed it. But this time I got a support tier list for you guys. So thank you so much for all the support on the assault tier list. You guys really crushed with the likes. 20 or so likes in the first 7-8 hours. That was pretty cool of you guys. Thanks so much. So we're gonna get to it and try to make this one shorter. This time 26 minutes was actually too much, so let's start. So let's get out of the way. D tier, because these guys are pretty much trash, and we want to start with Tibet. When I saw that we were getting new characters, I was like, all the characters should be pretty cool. It's like a new unit. It's not just adding one character, it's like a new unit, a full set of characters. I thought that we were getting pretty cool characters and all of them would actually be sweet, you know? But Tibet actually falls under the not so sweet category. The thing about Tibet is that he actually is one of the fastest characters. He is the fastest character in the support. He's the fastest character. He's probably the fastest character in the game also. Yeah, he's probably fastest character in the game also, based on the stats. Especially when he shields his teammates and runs. Oh my god, this guy is the fastest guy. But the thing about Tibet is that he's just like Bastian, but worse. And his pistol is pretty shit. They should have gave him maybe a revolver or something that can actually do some damage, because on your own you can never really win. I showed you guys how I flashed everyone and I literally couldn't kill anybody. It took me too long, and if there's more than one person, you're basically dead. Tibet needs to be a team player, and this is the hardest part about the game, especially if you're from the US. As I told you guys, playing from the US, you have no team. You can't communicate. Even the few words that I know in Russian, it can't help me. So I just turn that off. You know. So if you are a team player, Tibet can really shine just like how Bastian shines. But with Tibet, you will get less kills than Bastian. But it just doesn't make any sense to really play Tibet right now. I believe they'll buff him, but I'm not too sure when. But just stay away from Tibet for now. Bastian, another character again. These guys are basically the same. You need teammate is heavily focused on having a good team with you, distractions and all this stuff, and the enemy not having a grenade or a rocket launcher or something like that. That's the only way you really win in your 1v1s. Sometimes what happens is that you kind of get confused. You kind of get confused as to what is the play Bastian is trying on you, because you're like, he was walking up on you, he doesn't do a lot of damage, and you're like, what should you do? And then, if in case you're confused, then you just end up losing a battle against Bastian. But I never really lose against Bastian's, as long as I'm playing a character that has grenade, because I always save that grenade for Bastian, which you should always do, because he will walk up on you and kill you. Especially the guys that use staminas. That's one of your problems. You use stamina, and then at the end of it, you end up with 1, 2, 3 HPs, and you're trying to duel and do 1v1s on like 10 HP and 5 HP, and that just doesn't work. But when you have heals, you could always heal a 30% heal, and have yourself on the way. So let's move. We have Almas here, and I'm gonna put Almas at C, because Almas is actually not that bad. Nice thing about Almas is that he has 240 HP when he uses his ability, and that's just the HP. Remember, he has a shield. Now, when I'm playing Almas, because of my ping, you tend to take more damage when you're behind corners. So it's like it ends up making you die very quickly, and you're like, it doesn't make any sense. But that's usually a ping issue. His damage is basically equivalent to a submachine gun 16 damage, which is pretty meh to not have a fast fire rate and have 16 damage. It's a slower fire rate because it's a machine gun, and he has smoke, so he's not as lethal as you would want him to be, but he is all right in the good hands. Almas can be dangerous, especially if a good team comp and also with teammates that actually work with you. You can really destroy people. Um, let's move up. We're trying to make it a little bit faster. Varug. Now, Varug has one of the best abilities in the game. The ability to make you not aim down sight is dangerous as hell. Dangerous as hell. Because he has a decent gun. When you stop a sniper from aiming down sight, he's useless. When you stop any character that has a sight on their gun from aiming down sight, is useless. The only person that you cannot really hit too hard is Matador during his ability. But everybody else, you're gonna make them annoyed. Being suppressed is an annoying thing in games like Battlefield and stuff like that. This is what we have been asking for them to just remove from the game. That's because of how annoying suppression is, and with that, you can win a lot of duels. You also have a 9-round launcher. With the perk, you have 6 plus 3 again. You have 9. So a 9-round launcher is actually pretty OP. It doesn't do too much damage. I think it's about 80 or something like that. Don't quote me on it, but trust me, Varug is actually pretty good. It's just that he's not good enough to put in A or S tier, but he's actually pretty good. He's there. He's there. Anyone from B and up is my best choice for you guys to roll with. And I'm talking about from a beginner standpoint, not just being pro or anything like that. You can easily jump on these guys, and you should be getting a lot of kills. And use your grenade launchers. Don't be thinking that you're a noob tube. You have to win your games, especially when you're playing on Russian servers. You don't come in to lose 20 games in a row like how I do. Come to win. You use the best guys, the guys that will help you win the matches. Don't worry what people say. Okay, let's move on to who's that? Kit. And Kit falls on the B also. Now, Kit is a lower B. Trust me, he's a lower B, not like Varug, a higher B. He's a lower B. You see, the thing about Kit is that he's not like extraordinary. You know, he's kind of medium to slow. He's not that fast. He's not excelling in speed. He has one of the highest damage, which is I think 20 damage, and one of the highest round mags without having any setbacks. So usually when you increase your magazine side, you have setbacks, but he has one of the lowest amount of setbacks when you apply these changes. So he has 75 rounds in his gun, which is pretty cool. Trust me, it's a good tool. Not have to reload. Trust me, it's not it's no joke. Reloading is always a problem that I used to have in other games where I used to die reloading most of the time. Every time reloading, so I used to always play support because I hate dying when I have to reload. The revive flag is actually pretty cool. The funny thing about the revive flag is that you're never really in a position whereby it's like to the roof, like whereby you're always winning because you have the revive flag down. One thing I realize is that people always shoot the revive flag. If they see it, they will shoot it. You hide it around corner. The game actually sees the flag around the corner and says enemy flag, which is actually pretty annoying. It's like your flag is hiding, but for some reason they can see it around the corner. I hate the way the game operates in revealing things, but that's just how it is. The next thing is that usually this flag is never helpful. When you die, people come towards you. They just sit, which I do all the time. Wait for you to revive just to get an extra kill on you. But in PvE, it's actually pretty cool because the AIs don't really shoot your flags. So you will always get an extra revive. You can always use that on your teammates if you want, which is actually pretty cool of Kit, because he's like a second medic. He can always revive his teammates without having to go in the line of fire or be distracted trying to revive you for 5-6 seconds, which is actually pretty cool. But I think he should stay in the B tier. He should stay in the P just because of the flag. Let's move to Uroc, and Uroc is actually a C. And don't get me wrong, Uroc is actually pretty cool, and he's actually pretty good in a good hands. But I gotta say that Sinful Smoke is actually great, but it's not that great when everyone knows that you are going to see through the smoke, and they should just avoid you completely. Um, that's kind of what has been happening. People has been just hide. When they see the smoke, they pop the smoke, they move. Now, the nice thing is that the recoil is manageable, but it's like one of the hardest recoils to actually have on a gun, and that's what kills me from playing Pro Rock. I played one game and I got like I think over 10 kills, and I was like happy with that because I don't think I would ever get another game where I would get all that kills. Um, he's immune to gas, but I mean that's I mean a lot of characters are immune to gas. Voron is immune to gas. So it's not like so much, but the recoil on the gun is what gives him the setback from being in B. Um, that recoil just is just annoying. You have to be very good at managing recoil to really play Urok. And I really want you guys. I want to really make this video from a point like a beginner standpoint when I'm rating, because if it in case I go to pro with it, all this will be jumbled back up because you'll find that maybe Pro would even be A or S tier. But I think he should stay in his lane, which is C. Stern. Now Stern is a bad boy. I think Stern is pretty good. One of his best traits is actually his 100 round mag. His gun has 100 rounds, and that's actually good for being supports. The more ammo you have in your magazine is actually pretty cool because that's what you are there for, is to suppress, to really keep the enemy at bay and stuff like that. We don't really play our roles as much, but that's kind of the role. He has a 60 HP shield that he can get, which is not a lot. I mean, after seeing Almas, we know that's not a lot. 240 HP shield for Almas while he has 60. But that's okay because his whole kit in general really works together, and he has up to 3 RPGs. Usually I destroy people with that. I love using RPGs in the game, and that just destroys everyone. It's a one shot RPG also, and you can also track with it. I did some really interesting plays with it at a time. You could literally shoot up in the sky and then bring your crystal down, and you could hit people behind walls and stuff like that. But it takes a lot of practice and map knowledge. Um, the next thing about Stern is that he's most picked. He's picked a lot, and he's winning in ranked in all sorts of game modes. He's winning. He's actually one of the top. One of the top. One of the top. He's not the top, but he's one of the top most picked and most wins also. So I guess the RPGs is kinda partly why he wins so much. Bobon, and Bobon is A also. He has a decent gun, 100 rounds. He has those one-shot grenade launchers, which you can get 4 of them, which is actually pretty OP. The next thing about Bobon is that he has that crackdown, and crackdown is one of the most OP abilities that you could ever have. You stun characters by shooting them. I know as long as they're stunned, you're basically a sitting duck. If he doesn't finish you off, I don't know what he's thinking, but usually as long as the person gets stunned, they die. If I get stunned by Bobon, I will die. That crackdown is actually put Bishop up there, but this is Bobon. Yeah, so it's actually pretty dangerous to get stunned by him. Even Matador during his ability will get stunned too. Every single body during their ability will get stunned as long as their ability doesn't negate stuns, then they will get stunned. And I realize that not a lot of people are running the perk that removes the stun for 30%. So you usually get a good game with Bobon. And he's actually, I think he's probably the top winning character now. Yeah, I think he's actually top winning character. Maybe I might get one of the Twitter images from the official Caliber Twitter and put it up there. But he's bad. He's bad. He's actually pretty bad. And let's take Bishop because seeing that we were already putting Bishop up there. Bishop is actually a B, but Bishop is actually one of the most interesting characters that I saw in support. He has a 200 round mag, which is amazing. It's not that accurate, but the rate of fire increases, and that's pretty cool. It increases, so you feel it, man. You feel it getting, and it actually feels like it gets more accurate the more you shoot. So it's like he has that kind of feeling. I don't know, that kind of Rambo feeling. If you guys watch Rambo, I'm a fan of Rambo. Rate of fire increase is pretty good. He has a grenade launcher also, high damage launcher, and the jammer which slows you down and disables all your ability, which is actually pretty cool. I mean, he feels a bit higher than B, but he's all right. He's all right. He's all right. He's not too too good to be in the A tier or whatever. He's good right there. Let's move on to Hagana. Hagana is actually C. Kind of there with Uroc, you know. Her her reload is 7 seconds. Imagine having a reload 7 seconds just for 100 rounds in your gun. I think who was it? I can't remember, but there's a character that has a lot more ammo than that, and the reload is actually much less. 7 seconds is a lot to stay reloading. You're going to die. You're going to die mid reload. So make sure that you use your bullets wisely, because that's just a big problem with the upgrade. The fire bombs are okay, usually good for deterring enemies. Usually you would kind of like stop them from coming, but the firebomb never really kills people a lot because they usually just run from it. It's good at keeping enemies at bay, as I told you, but to get kills, not so much. Is not the best. The turret also is like the same thing. You scarcely get kills from turrets, but in PVE, it's pretty good. The firebomb and the turret, they all work nicely. The AI don't spend time too much in the firebomb, but for the turrets, I get a lot of kills with the turret. It actually works. The mess up thing is that Hagana has an annoying looking sight. So at the end of the day, it's just not good for scoping in. It just kind of annoys me. But if she get a skin, she most likely will get a better sight. Let's move on. So we have Matador here, and Matador himself is actually really good. He's dangerous, but we're gonna put him up there in A tier, so you can see where we're getting at. Matador himself, the highest damage gun. He has the highest damage gun in all the supports, the highest, which is 22. They made him very much OP. He has portable cover, which is actually pretty good. He's one of those high. I could even put him high up here because he's actually pretty OP when it comes to his ability. The bullseye ability is pretty OP. You don't. It's aimbot. I mean, everybody knows that aimbot is OP. I mean, that is one of the most dangerous things to have in a game, anyways. But the ability to shoot more than one people in your sight without even aiming on them properly. Usually, you in hip fire you wouldn't get all those kills that you would normally get, but with it, you will be able to get a lot more kills. The only annoying thing is that when you're using the ability, someone could just simply just hide. Yeah, just hide, and then you would never kill them. But if I pick up Matador, I will have at least 10 kills, as long as my team is not like very very bad, because that's usually the downfall of you having a bad team comp. People who are very incompetent. So that would be a problem. But Matador is going to be shredding people for the next couple of weeks or so as people buy him and unlock him. Um, I mean, I picked up Matador and I showed you guys kills was like nothing, and I revisited Matador again. I still get a good bit of kills very easily with my 200 pick. Uh, the last man, the last guy, and this guy is the best guy. S tier. And before you say he's not S tier, think about how much games you lose playing against Sputnik. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of games. Um, Sputnik has the third highest damage in all his supports. As I told you, Matador was the first. He has the third. The drone is excellent. Let's just talk about the drone for a while. The drone can follow you, follow the nearest guy. It can also follow the farthest guy for up to 7 seconds, and it reveals them. This is pretty OP because revealing is always something you want to have on your team to make sure that you always know where the enemy is at, and you could throw out that drone a lot throughout a game. Um, One thing again is that the drone can actually damage enemies. So think about that. Um, you can throw it out every somewhat 20 seconds or something like that. And the enemy is low HP. He's on 60 health, but he's hiding. You throw one, you can actually activate it and make it explode and kills the enemy once. It does 30 damage on the enemy. Bam. He doesn't have heals because he plays stamina, which is dangerous. You wait again, he's still hiding, you don't care because you have Sputnik with you and he's gonna throw out the next drone. Throw it out again, bam, he's dead, 60 health, gone. And that's how you do it with the drone. You can either reveal people or can use it to damage the person, which is pretty amazing. The RPGs, oh my god, Sputnik RPGs are probably his best talent right there. His RPG works different from Stearns because it actually has a drop. But these RPGs that go very far, they're not like the grenade launchers that have an arc to it. They actually go very far, so you can shoot someone across the map. And this is where I get most of my kills. Really, the RPG is like a one shot, and the blast radius is amazing. Sputnik himself has the best utilities. When putting all this together, he has the best utilities. You will probably not see him in ranked as much. He's probably one of the heaviest characters because people like to play faster characters. Even though it's support, they are faster supports. So people like to play faster supports. But when it comes to getting the job done, Sputnik is your guy, and not just because I love Sputnik, and I actually love Sputnik. I love playing Sputnik a lot, and one of my first experiences is with Sputnik, starting the game, and I just instantly fall in love with his utilities. It's the best. It's the best utilities in the game, and if you play Sputnik, I guarantee you are going to win. As long as it is maxed out, you are going to win Sputnik. If you invest in Sputnik, you are going to win majority of the time. The launcher, free launchers, nobody hiding around corners from you. Nobody hiding around corners from you. They could be across the map. You can kill them, destroy them. And that's one of the things about Sputnik I like. Being able to have range. Machine guns don't have a lot of range. They're kind of medium when it comes to damage. But the RPGs are going to sell it for you, especially in Showdown. The RPGs are going to sell it for you. But that's about it, guys. We have our guys right there. We have Sputnik at S tier. We have Matador, which is expected to be high. We have Bobon. Bobon is the top guy, ranked everything. And we have Stern, which is basically a Sputnik, but he's a little less gratified, I would say. But that's for you guys as a support tier list. Next, I'll probably do the medic tier list, so stick around. If you have not seen the assault tier list, please check it out. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.